Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with the greatest recordings ever. I was listening to this one recently, and it occurred to me that I really hadn't talked about it as much as it deserves to be discussed. It's Marilyn Horne sings Handel Arias, and there she is, sort of duded up, I think as Rinaldo or something like that. This was on Erato, Warner, whatever its label it'll show up on today, if it still exists. It consists of 9 Handel arias from a bunch of let's see, operas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different operas. Yes, most of them are Rinaldo. You know, Rinaldo was one of Marilyn Horne's major roles. We cannot overestimate the importance of Marilyn Horne in reestablishing opera seria, Handel's operas in particular, but opera seria in general, baroque opera. Why? Because she was able to demonstrate the validity of, first of all, castrato roles. I mean, she's not a castrato, obviously, but more specifically, women singing male roles, because women take all the castrato roles nowadays. And in fact, in Handel's day, women often sang the castrato roles. In Baroque opera, in the Baroque system of aesthetics, you know, what you need to understand is that the sex of the singer was less important than the vocal range of the singer. Because in Baroque music generally, you have a melody instrument, and that melody instrument, I mean, yes, it could be like a bassoon or something, but normally the melody instrument was a soprano instrument, a violin, a recorder, you know, a flute, or something like that. It was a high-pitched instrument accompanied by a continuo. You know, that was the way that the music sort of sifted itself out. The tune went to the instrument on top. Well, in vocal writing, which came before instrumental writing after all, the instrument on top was usually a soprano. And the soprano, for much of musical history, was male. In church music particularly, women weren't permitted to participate at all. So you had falsettists, or you had castrati, if you were in Italy. You had male sopranos doing these things, and everybody thought that was perfectly normal. So, you know, for them it was. For us, it's not. And in order to revive Baroque opera, it was necessary to have singers who could make sense of this music. Now, nowadays, we have countertenors. Lots and lots and lots of countertenors. Handel almost never used countertenors. Maybe in a couple of his church pieces, basically. But if he couldn't find a male singer with missing genitalia to sing his soprano parts, he would use a female soprano. And everybody thought that was just dandy. And when Marilyn Horne started singing these roles, we thought it was just dandy too, because she was an absolutely fabulous singer. And, you know, the revival of opera, the vitality of opera, does not so much depend on the quality of the music as in the quality of the singers. The availability of great singers who are dedicated to the cause, who are going to, you know, absolutely go to the mat for the character or the composer that they're singing. And Marilyn Horne was one of those singers, and she was one of the first in the 20th century to revitalize our understanding of Baroque music. And it wasn't just because she could blast her way through, you know, Rinaldo and some other heroic roles. It was because she had unbelievable technique. I mean, she could actually sing the music that Handel wrote. I mean, this is difficult music. The last aria in this collection is from Orlando. It's Fammi combattere. Now, Orlando is a great character. He's crazy. He's crazy for almost the whole opera. He only regains his sanity in like the last 10 minutes or so. But up until that point, he's absolutely nuts. And he just runs around killing and slaying and doing whatever he wants. And this Act 2 aria, Fammi combattere, says, you know, let me battle against monsters and dragons and dazzle you with unspeakably incredible deeds of unheard of heroism. Well, when you've got a text like that, the vocal writing is going to go completely nuts, right? I mean, it's got to, but it doesn't look it. It's very interesting. It doesn't seem so. Here is Orlando in the Hollische Handel Ausgabe, the new critical edition. And this aria is over here on page 56, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, there it is. Fammi combattere. Yeah, there it is, okay? It is as unassuming a piece of music as you will ever note. I mean, the orchestration, see, it's 2 oboes and strings. That's it. The entire aria, which takes 3 minutes and 49 seconds in this performance, is only 5 pages long. It's a typical da capo aria. That is, it's an A-B-A form with a middle section, and then the singer has to go back and ornament the vocal line on the repeat. Now, of course, it seems quite unassuming until you get to measure 14. The words are fammi combattere. I mean, they repeat these things constantly. Mostri e tiferi novi trofe. No, never mind. Here is the vocal line there, which you can see. And look at how it goes crazy with all kinds of coloratura fireworks things up at the top here. See where I'm wiggling my pinky there? That's the vocal line where you see little words underneath it. So it's going chicka 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 chicka. You've got to spit out. The tempo is allegro. And you've got to spit out bazillions of notes per second, and you got to make it sound plausible. Yes, plausible. And you only have 5 pages to do it. And you have to know how to ornament it properly, or at least interestingly, on the repeat. And Marilyn Horne could do it all. She just could do it. And she does it on this disc. So the other arias are Or la Tromba from Rinaldo. Oh, this is fun. That's for voice and lots of trumpets. And they all try to outdo each other in trumpetismo. Then we've got Cara Sposa. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's a 9-minute long aria. You also need long lyrical legato. You have to sustain these beautiful soaring melodies that Handel wrote. Venti turbini. Oh yeah, that's, winds blowing around. Cor ingrato. That's all Rinaldo. Then we've got from Circe, of course, Ombra mai fu, the greatest aria ever sung to a plant, a plane tree, if you want to be specific. And we have, let's see, from Arsace. It's the aria of Arsace from Partenope. Partenope is a comedy. It's actually hilarious. I mean, it's a funny opera. Furibondo spira il vento. And from Agrippina, we have Bel piacere, the aria of Poppaea. And from Rinaldo, this is Almirena, one of the ladies' arias. I mean, Marilyn Horne did get to do the women too. She also did them quite well. It's Lascia ch'io pianga mia cruda sorte. It's one of the most beautiful arias anybody ever wrote. Handel reused it many times. It first popped up in the Triumph of Time and Truth, I believe, one of his Italian oratorios. And he reused it when it came to doing Rinaldo, which consists entirely of things that were being reused. This being Handel, he reused everything, and it's so, so beautiful. Incredible. And then we've got the Orlando aria we just looked at. The point is that if you have supreme artistry, then these great works, which nobody was paying attention to for almost 200 years, come to life. And Marilyn Horne brought them to life, and she still does, in one of the greatest recordings ever. Handel arias sung by the inimitable Marilyn Horne. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Oh, by the way, it's with I Solisti Veneti and Claudio Scimone. Who cares? No, they accompany well. Yes. So keep on listening, friends, and take care.